Go, go, go.
Hello everybody and welcome to Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. The fans have come out in their tens of thousands.
The season comes down to this: Motul Petit Le Mans. 10 hours. In the world of sports car racing, few arenas are as fiercely contested as IMSA. Every lap, every pit stop, every decision can make or break a season.
If you can make it to pit lane, let's box.
This year, the championship is razor thin.
20 seconds.
A relentless pursuit for being faster and better than anyone else. The GTD PRO, AO Racing's Rexy Porsche, stands with a target on their back. Michael Christensen, a known quantity as a Porsche factory driver, teamed up with Julian Endlauer and Lauren Heinrich. The young gun trying to make a name for himself, chasing his first championship in professional racing.
Check 1, 2, 3.
But the number 23 Heart of Racing Aston Martin is closing in.
Copy, loud and clear.
With Vassar Sullivan Lexus and the BMW of Paul Miller Racing not too far behind. In GTD, Russell Ward and Philip Ellis have led the charge this season with their Winward Mercedes. But Turner Motorsports haven't given up the fight just yet. 10 hours lie ahead, where every moment matters, and the championships will be decided by the end of the weekend.
The number one thing about the Petit Le Mans is the unpredictability of it. You honestly do not know what you're getting when you start. You could have the fastest car finish last, you could have the slowest car do well with the right strategy.
Start late morning, early afternoon, run into darkness, 10 hours of racing, so you get everything that makes sports cars special. Headlights, darkness, glowing brakes, plus lots of heat. Great adversity for the teams and drivers to go through.
53 cars, championships on the line. That's a challenge.
Clearly we have to watch the front of the field, but those GTD battles are going to be epic to do.
Going into the finale, Winward Racing, honestly, they just have to have a reasonable finish. But Petit Le Mans is never a guarantee of a reasonable finish. You honestly can't promise you're going to come back in one piece the way this race goes. Turner Motorsports is a staple of sports car racing. If you look through the last 2 decades of sports car racing, you will see Turner Motorsport BMWs in nearly every category and finding success along the way.
If I'm thinking of the AO Racing team on the cusp of a championship, the most popular car in IMSA, the hopes of so many to clinch that title.
If I was one of the drivers at AO Racing, I would be showing up to this event maybe more nervous than you would expect. Threatening AO right now are a handful of teams, mainly Heart of Racing and the Aston Martin that they're racing, Paul Miller Racing in their BMW, and then in fourth, but still in the contention, is Vassar Sullivan and that Lexus that's competing.
We were rough up until last night, made some big changes last night, and I think the thing turned around, so we'll see in qualifying, I guess.
It will probably come down, like any other sport, who makes the mistake, or who, I don't want to jinx anybody, but could another car take them out?
Well, I watched F1 first, obviously. That's kind of like a gateway drug, and then you realize it's kind of boring. Right. So then you find the real race. Then you come to multi-class, and you're like, oh, sports car is amazing.
Okay, so Winward Racing in the GTD class. I know you guys love GTD. Yep. Winward Racing, they basically just have to kind of finish. It doesn't matter where, and they'll win the championship. But at this 10-hour race, is that a guarantee?
Absolutely not.
No, exactly.
Because, I mean, you know, you've got GTP cutting through the field, you've got LMP that they could take your ass out.
So what you're saying is you just never know what it'll take to win the weekend.
Vassar Sullivan Lexus is no stranger to championship fights. Their car may be one of the oldest on the grid, but the well-oiled machine and the team know what it takes. Details matter.
The
the setup side, what's going to be the difference between the quali and this race setup which we ran last night and the quali setup, which is going to step in the race ring?
That makes sense. I think it's going to go from like 450 to 500s.
Yeah.
Lower pressures and higher cambers. Will you like it?
Well, I like it.
Yeah.
The most important interaction and relationship on a team is between the driver and the engineer. Decent stability entry to one. As it fades away, we get a little bit free, and even as we pick up the compression, we're still keeping a little bit too much slip angle.
It's hard to know if there's going to be a yellow as well, right? Like, there's
a lot of traffic as well.
Yeah, there's going to be.
How many cars are in GTD?
33. And there's going to be some.
Busy, huh?
There's going to be some bronzes out there as well.
Exit compliance over the curbing is tough. The TC comes on really hard and blinking on and off when we're losing exit speed there. So I need a big focus on that aspect. You getting all this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's pretty realistic.
This is exactly what happens.
This is going to be tough, Jeremy, with over 30 cars out there in the combined GT categories.
Qualifying at Motul Petit Le Mans, intense, unforgettable, critical.
This is literally drive it like you're still.
We're 1 minute away. We can close the doors, unplug them.
See what we got. Now's the opportunity to see what the car has. So, here at the last race of the year, everybody seems to find a little bit of pace. A lot of things on the line. It's a really cool event.
A level of uncertainty is in the air.
Green, green, green.
Just find your space for now. Let's see how it settles on this map.
Here in IMSA, qualifying gets you points. AO leads in GTD PRO, so a few extra points now could help them if they have issues in the race. You push, but not too far, so you don't end up in the wall.
Debris, turn 10, brake zone.
Red flag.
Red flag, red flag.
We are not allowed to touch the car, guys. Nobody over the wall. Please keep it nice and straight for me. Don't pull forwards. Stop on the lollipop.
But then a red flag. Wasted time. Fewer laps to put it all together.
Tire pressures look good for next lap, so let's just have at it.
Corvette to the top, then BMW. It keeps changing.
1.5 minutes remaining here.
Then the Rexy Porsche.
You legend. Pole position, mate. Well done.
AO didn't just take the pole, they made a statement.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Yes.
Roscoe and the heart of racing Aston Martin are right there in third, ready to strike. With AO Racing's 104-point lead, there will need to be a sizable gap in their finishing positions for Heart of Racing to have any hope of winning the championship.
I mean, we lost some points, but it's all good. We'll come back tomorrow.
In GTD, it wasn't the Winward Mercedes on pole. It was Scott Andrews in the Lone Star Racing Mercedes. With Rob Foley's Turner BMW a distant 220 points behind the leader, they're going to need something of a miracle to win. The grid is locked. The fight starts when the sun rises tomorrow.
It's been a long season, to say the least. I can tell you for sure, tomorrow's race is going to be epic.
Overall, for my first time, it's a whirlwind of excitement and emotions.
The 27th running of Motul Petit Le Mans, a record crowd, a record starting grid. You know what that means? It means action on the racetrack.
Yeah, I'm mainly here to see Rexy.
Rexy.
7:30, like we do at all the endurance races, work yourself through a rotation.
Hands down, best looking car on the paddock has got to be the heart of racing, Aston Martin.
GTD specifically could see some left rear wear. That's what we've seen throughout practice, 1 and 2 especially.
I'm rooting for Rexy. Got the hat.
Any questions?
Can you give a quick rundown on status for championship?
AO Racing on the pole, that helps kind of extend their lead a little bit in the championship. Heart of Racing, 104 points behind, so it's still within reach. It's going to be a really intense race for those two cars and for every car, really.
Thank you guys all for a really strong year, a great year. Let's try to finish it strong. See what happens.
Last time.
Start it up.
All clean. Getting ready.
By.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Great.
What a lot of cars. This is crazy.
In the next 10 hours, who will put together the race that adds champion next to their name? Nothing else matters. Go. But what happens when the car isn't doing what you need it to? For AO Racing, this is a moment that could define their entire year.
Gearbox issues. He can't get out of third gear.
1 lap down, 2 laps, 3 laps.
So 7-7. It's having shifting issues. You're just going to keep it nice and clean.
Every second in the pits potentially kills their championship hopes. Does the rest of the field care about their issues? No. Unless you're the number 23 Heart of Racing Aston Martin. Their job is simple. Keep pounding out the laps. Build the gap. Push the boundaries, but go too far, game over.
We're on the gravel, it's not going to get out, so we're going to call drivers around.
Scott Andrews talking about how well that car was running earlier, mired in the gravel.
Full course yellow, full course yellow. Put your clothes, full course yellow.
For this team and this driver, that full course caution may have saved Lauren Heinrich.
And now, with the Rexy Porsche fixed, the damage is clear. 5 laps down. Right now, the Heart of Racing Aston Martin would win the championship. But there are still 7 hours to go. While the battle rages in all classes, AO Racing is focused on making up ground. They have pace, but they have half the race to gain back lost laps. An uphill battle, the time is on their side. But then, a little misfortune ahead of them could be a blessing.
Oh, that is the GTD PRO Lexus with Ben Barnacote behind the wheel. You can see some steam coming out from the engine bay.
The Lexus springs a leak. They were barely in the championship fight, but more importantly, it gives a position back to AO Racing.
All right, I'm here with Lauren Heinrich, driver of the 77 AO Racing entry right now, 16 points back. I don't think we ever got definite word on what the issue was with the 77. What was it?
The cable broke, we couldn't upshift anymore, and then obviously being stuck in second, third or fourth gear around the lap, you lose a lot of time. So I still hope I wake up from this nightmare, but I doubt that will happen. So yeah, it's not over until it's over, but I think we just have to get through it and get the race done, I mean.
There's many variables that are gonna influence the result today. Going along with every stint, try to execute, keeping the car clean, no contacts, and letting the race come to us. Really, it's a lot of things that can happen in Petit Le Mans. So we're in a good spot, as you said, virtual championship leaders as of right now. But to quote the late Kobe Bryant, job's not finished.
Going wheel to wheel down the back straightaway.
They just touched. These guys are having a disagreement over real estate, rubbing on each other at 150 miles an hour.
As night falls, the Iron Lynx Lamborghini leads in GTD PRO. The time is running out for AO Racing. It all comes down to where AO Racing and Heart of Racing land in the field of points. One mistake will determine the entire championship.
Great run, great run. You were as much as 51 seconds behind. You are now 33 seconds behind the 62. Hour and a half to go.
The Rexy Porsche, only hours earlier, thought their championship hopes were gone, but now they're leading by just 4 points.
As we head into the night, the temperatures drop quite a bit here this time of year. So we go from a high track temperature to now a much cooler track temperature. And it's actually coming in quite a bit from the tires.
And then, an accident on track. Corey Lewis's Proton Racing Ford Mustang gets spun. A scary situation and multiple impacts. The field goes full course caution. A 10-hour race now becomes a sprint at the end, the last round of pit stops.
We said the action comes out at night. It all goes crazy, and it has. Looking for the green, racing again. 35 minutes to go from Petit Le Mans.
It's now or never. Heart of Racing needs to gain one position. If they do, they'll take the championship.
There's a GTD battle side by side, the 34 and the 78. It is contact.
That's the lead.
The 34 takes the lead.
Past the Balboa to the front inside of Spinelli. That compression in traffic is getting ever closer, and still the prototypes are threading their way through at the same time. Looking for the winner, GTD Pro, the 19. Does Gunn have the magic bullet here?
Still 4.9 seconds back of second place. Yeah, he's 4.9 back of the leader, but 3/10 back from Daniel Serra. So it is on for Ross Gunn.
He can see it right there in front of him. He's closed in on the back of that Ferrari, just in front, the 62. He needs that position. He only needs that one position. He doesn't have to win this race. He just needs P2.
That Ferrari is so fast. Great. Understand. Stay on it. Under 25 minutes.
DeAngelis and Riberas watch on. Hanging on every turn, every move, every bit of traffic.
This thing we call racing, lap after lap, chasing the same line again and again. Some might ask, what's the point? But this is who we are. This is a competition. To pour our energy into a single idea. To be faster, smarter, and more precise than those around us. And yes, sometimes it takes a touch of luck.
$19, $62, $23.
Well done, Ross. You left it all on the table there, mate.
Cheers, guys. I gave it everything I had.
Way to go, Lauren. You have made us a champion. Thank you.
Let me go hug Daniel Serra right now.
Look at this. When it looked so bad, 5 laps down, they stayed out, kept putting it down, and Lady Luck smiled upon them. And for that young man, Lauren Heinrich, it's his first WeatherTech Championship, and he did it in his rookie season.
I mean, it means everything to me. First of all, giving a 22-year-old the chance to compete at the top level of sports car racing, who has never done many races in the United States, and I'm so glad to have these people around me.
He's 23 years old now, and he's also an IMSA champion.
In GTD, Conquest Racing wins again, just ahead of Forte Racing, with Lexus in a comfortable P3. But for the season, Winward takes the championship ahead of Turner by 230 points.
All three, baby. All three.
The Iron Lynx Lamborghini takes the win in GTD Pro, with the Rexy Ferrari just behind. The number 23 Heart of Racing wasn't able to take the second step of the podium. They were close, and if they had, they would have had enough points for the battle against AO Racing. But ultimately, the Rexy Porsche takes the championship by only 4 points. Those 4 points, not much, a tally on a piece of paper. But we are pushing each other and ourselves to refine new technology, to forge friendships, to battle our rivals. At the end of the day, it's about being together, united by a sport that measures us by our choices. The choice to brake a little later, to pit now or hold out, to push a little harder when it counts. Tens of thousands of decisions are made in the paddock on any given weekend. But the most important decision, the one made years ago, when we first felt that spark, that longing. I want to be a part of that race. And then, when the day is done, we hear those words, go stand on the top step. You've won the weekend. You've won the IMSA WeatherTech SportsCar Championship.